The fourth step is belief. This is the final thing. I'm going to be done in 5 minutes. You got to get this belief thing right. You got to believe in a couple things. First thing you got to believe is in your company. Now, I don't know how you not believe in your company. I don't even know how that's possible. Okay? Forget this meeting. I don't know how that's possible. Okay? For you not to believe in your company. You got a $1 billion company that's broken every record in this industry in the last 10 years. There is nothing to believe in. I don't know how you not believe in that. So that we don't need to spend 10 minutes talking about you need to believe in your company. How many of you believe? Yeah. There you go. You got to believe in your product. Okay? You got to believe what you're doing. You got to believe that you're genuinely helping people restore their health. And then the third thing, after you got those out the way, you got to believe, truly you got to believe in your upline. You got to believe in your downline. I heard one time before said, I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. I'll say it again. I am not what I think I am. I am not what you think I am. I am what I think you think I am. See, that person you sponsor ain't done in a year. If you keep seeing them as a diamond, seeing them as a diamond, seeing them as a diamond, they can become. Because people can rise to your expectation level. But if you say, I'm going there and see that loser again, okay, it's going to come through. You got to believe in the possibility of other people and what they can do and what's possible. And you might be the only person ever to tell them they can do something in their entire life. Most of them go through our entire life and know the reason I love this industry, why I've been in it for 25 years, it is the only industry on the planet where people look at you and say, you can do it, and I'll help you. You can do it, and I'll help you do it. And as long as you hang in there, I'll hang in there. I won't quit till you quit. I won't quit me, I'll quit you. You quit, ain't nothing I can do for you. But as long as you're in there fighting, I'm going to fight with you. As long as you're driving the miles, I'm going to drive the miles. As long as you got the dream, I got the dream for you. Your dream. That's belief. And you got to instill that belief. That's what this meeting's all about. I guarantee you, Tony and Shelly don't need a meeting. When that check come every week and every month, they believe. Do you understand what I'm saying? The meeting is for that brand new person. The meeting for the person who's just getting their dream instilled and solid. That's who the meeting's for, is to get that belief. And then you got to believe in yourself. I don't care how many people tell you no. You got to continue to believe that it's possible for you. I don't care how many people say yes. You got to continue to believe. You got to just sort of get like you just going, you know what you're doing, you know what you're doing, you know that you know that you know. It doesn't matter who quit, who stays in. You know that you know that you know. Because eventually, as the word says, do not become weary in well-doing. Eventually, you're going to reap a harvest. You don't know. You don't know when you plant that seed what's going to happen. As Robert Schuller says so many times, anybody can count the seeds in an apple, but only God can count the apples on the seed. Every time you share this progress about it, you plant the seed. Every time you share the opportunity with somebody, you plant the seed. And believe me, you need to have an attitude of gratitude because everybody's success in network marketing is everybody's success. Every time somebody gets free, be they on your team or somebody else's team, be they even in another company, okay, it's a validation that network marketing works. Okay? Do you understand that? We got to get this attitude of gratitude. You can't be hating. Okay? You can't be hating. I got a $65,000 Escalade out there. I love it. It's nice. Sit high. 22s. $10,000 of wheels. Fools. I like it. Some people hate it. That's on them. Somebody said, boy, you lucky. I said, yep, only 20 years of luck and work got it together. I'm blessed. Okay? You got it. Look, I'm happy for Tony's success, for your success, for the people in this room. The fact that you got a dream and you're here. You need to celebrate everybody's success. When somebody on your upline gets some, or somebody on your downline gets some, or somebody cross line, man, you need to be on the phone and tell, hey, did you know so-and-so just got a brand new BMW? I mean, you need to be, you need to be telling the good news. Because it's saying that if it's possible for them, it's possible for you, it's possible for them. Okay? Gratitude. Then I'm going to tell one last story, and I'm truly done. Last story about this thing. I've told this story, I don't know how many times. So let's see, decide what you want, decide to pay the price, personal development system, decide to believe. The last story about belief, I'll tell this story. I love this. My son is 22 years old. I told his mother's never known, he's never known his mother have a job. We got a 7-year-old, he's never known me to have a job or his mother have a job. He don't, see, you can mess up your kids. You understand? Can you imagine if your kids see you around the house all day and then they go to school and she said, what do your parents do for a living? They go. They go, where do your daddy work? Okay, let's try again. Where do your mom work? And kids they come on and say, so what do we do? And you try to tell them, they go out to work and say, my daddy talks for a living. Everybody talks, but he talks for a living. Okay, anyway, that's another story. So my son, he's been listening to tapes all his life. See, now we're not going to change the life of your kids. I mean, I'm telling you, the information that you're getting right now, young man, just sitting in the front row, it may not make a lot of sense to you now. Okay? But my son's 22 years old. He's published 3 books, and he's never thought about having a job. It's never even occurred to him to go to a job interview. Okay? It's never crossed his mind. Okay? We built a 7,400 square foot home, built a whole suite for him on one side of the house. It's all his. We don't even go over there, because you go over there, it's like a jungle. Okay? We don't even go over there. He ain't thinking about moving. Okay? It ain't crossed his mind. Okay? Now he works for us, he does stuff, he takes care of his baby brother, and he does because I'm gonna tell you something, don't be 50 and have kids. Praise God when you do, but I'm gonna tell you something, because the only way look, my wife and I pass out, that 5-year-old be running the whole house, cooking, frying, anyway. Let me get back to my story, I'm gonna be finished. I'm trying to wrap this up. I'm having too much fun with you guys. I mean, I want to say it again. I'm truly humbled to be here. I mean, I'm humbled. I'm so impressed by you as a group that I cannot emphasize this enough. You got to stay like this. Don't let no strife come in between you guys. Don't let anybody come in between you guys. Lock hands. Like Pa Cartwright said on Bonanza one day, he says, Little Joe, let me tell you what the problem is. You always want to run off on your own and do your thing. He said, come here, boy, give me a branch. And he gave him one branch, he broke it. He said, see how easy that was? He said, give him a handful of branches. And he gave him a handful of branches, and now you try to break it. And you can't break a cord. See, when you're like that, nobody can break it. You gotta stay together. So anyway, last story. So anyway, my son, he's now 22, he was about 4 or 5 years old. And we was going out to do a meeting that night, and I'll never forget this story. And I always tell this story, I like to end with this story because it gave you something to go home with. And we was going out to do a meeting that night, and I'll never forget, I had a job, still had a job just back in 1989, 1990. I still had a job, so we go do this meeting. But we stopped at Toys R Us on the way to this meeting, and we bought this little airplane called a stealth bomber. And my son, who's 5 years old, he said, Dad, when we get back home, we're going to put this together. And I looked at my son, I said, yeah, son, we're going to put this thing back together. He said, hey, we'll put it back together, no problem. We'll be back home about 10 o'clock. I figured we'd put it together because it's a work night, But sure enough, as you know how meetings go, if it goes good, sometimes it goes late. Well, we rolled in the house about 1 o'clock, and that boy was still awake. And he looked at me and said, Dad, let's put my plane together. Now, see, with my son, my word is my bond. If I say something, that's what I'm going to do. And see, my son been listening to tapes, Zig Ziglar, Brian Tracy, Les Brown. He been listening to stuff all his life. Okay, you can't talk him into anything. My son at 5 years old looked at me one day at 7-Eleven and said, Dad, should I get the chocolate cupcake or the yellow cupcake? And see, you're not a salesman, you don't understand that. He did an either or close on me. He didn't care which one he got. See, that boy sharp. See, he didn't ask you to have a cupcake. He said, should I get the chocolate cupcake or the yellow cupcake? 5 years old. I said, boy, that's good. You can have both of them. I said, that was good. I mean, that's some good stuff. At 5 years old. This is he just sitting in the back of the car listening to tapes, but he's sitting in seminars just like you sitting in seminars, just sitting in seminars, got his own mind. One day we was in Virginia, my whole family. My sister came up to him and said, he was sitting there reading a book. My sister said, all the kids, he's 5 years old, are going to Chuck E. Cheese. My sister said it again. She says, all the kids, Alex, are going to Chuck E. Cheese. My sister said, he said, Dad, what does that mean? Oh, what she's trying to say in Southern is, all the kids are going to Chuck E. Cheese, you ought to go too. He said, oh, I don't want to go. Now the point is, just because everybody's doing something don't mean he need to do it. He didn't even get the concept. Okay. He was like, what does she mean by that? Everybody's doing this, so I should do it too. Okay? Anyway, so we get back home. He's wide awake. He says to me, Dad, we'll put together my plane. I said, oh, boy, I'm tired. I got to go to work the next day. I was going to give me some sleep. I said, yes, son. Okay, we put together a plane. So we started putting together a plane. Look, it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Finally, about 4 o'clock in the morning, I said, it's like 100 pieces in this thing. I finally looked at him. I just threw the thing on the floor in the living room floor. I said, I can't do this. I got to go to work tomorrow. I can't do this. 5 years old now. My son looked at me straight and I says, Dad, you can do it, Dad. You can do it. Now, see, it's nice to be on stage having a seminar. But see, that's when the rubber meets the road, man. I mean, I'm saying, yeah, that's right. I started jamming pieces all together, kicking pieces on the couch. You know, I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Okay? Finally, about 6:30 in the morning, man, I put that whole thing together. I said, here you go, son. He said, Dad, thank you. He gave me a big hug. I walked in, took a shower, got dressed, and went to work. See? Now, I come back home, he had took the whole thing apart. But the point of that story I'm trying to make is this. The beautiful thing about network marketing is there's always somebody there to say you can do it. Always somebody there to say you can do it. So as Yvette said, it's great to be in this room all together with a bunch of believers. But what you going to do when you leave here? When the rubber meets the road, when you're out there by yourself driving home after a no-show, or going to a meeting somebody didn't show up, or coming home from a meeting nobody got in. What you going to do then? Okay? And all I want you to do is remember your feeling you have in this room. And remember in the back of your head that Tony and Shelley say you can do it. Laverne said you can do it. Yvette said that you can do it. Your upline said you can do it. Okay? And if all else fails, remember this little guy who's 50 pounds overweight on stage saying to you, you can do it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.